Hey guys, it's me, Tommy B. Rips, and today I'm going to talk about how I modded out my Holga 120N that I bought from Lomography, the best photography boutique around. They're awesome, I love them. And basically this is going to be modification 101. It's going to be how I modded out the exterior of my Holga. And then I'm going to do a separate video possibly on how I modded out the interior, even though I just did one really simple thing, and I'm going to explain it in this video. And basically, let me start with the tools that you're going to need to, basically what you're going to want to do is remove the latches and use another method to close the back on. So the first things that you're going to need are, you could use anything that's comparable to this type of stuff, but I just went to Target and got this Scotch indoor-outdoor adhesive tape. It's under $5 and you get way more than you need. And then I use these instead of Velcro because they don't wear out and they don't hold as good, but they hold enough to hold the back on because it's not a lot of weight anyway. And then I used Loctite brand Crazy Glue or Super Glue, but I wouldn't really recommend this because it kind of turns the plastic white. It has a chemical reaction, but I don't know, if you can find something better, use that. And then I use this pen to just color in some parts and kind of make it look a little bit cooler than it came. You can get this at any local AC Moore or Michael's like art stores. Okay, so basically what you're going to want to do first is you have these latches that come on the side here. These latches, when you get your Holga, there's going to be these latches on the side, and what you're going to want to do is just pop those off the top because they don't really hold that great and they let a lot of light in. So basically I popped it off the top and I put it in pliers and just bent it around a little bit like that until the top came off. And then I used the super glue to glue it right here on the corner there, and it's, as you can see, it made a little bit of white on the plastic, but I don't really care that much. And that seems to hold the camera really nice. So that was the first thing that I did. After I glued those on and let it set, then I used the adhesive tape here, this adhesive tape, and I cut a strip. I used trial and error. I cut a strip and, you know, stretched it around to see how far it needed to go around and where to put it. And I found that if you try to wrap it all the way around, it doesn't really stick because it's a little bit too stiff. So it's better just to put the weatherproof strips here, like the removable piece that you're going to be taking on and putting off. It's better to just put it there than put it all the way around. Okay, so what you do is you want to put the adhesive tape, the adhesive side down here connected to the camera back, right here and right here on these sides here. And then what you're going to want to do is cut a piece of the all-weather fastener, which is basically the Velcro. You can use Velcro if you can't find this stuff. And cut a piece and put it on the all-weather stripping there. Okay? And then put the other piece of the all-weather fastener Velcro here. Alright? Very simple, not hard at all. Okay? And then do that on both sides. Do that here too. And some things that I found out were that you don't want to put it like super tight here. You want to give yourself a little bit of slack and it'll still hold the back tight. And you just, because you don't want it to be super tight, because you don't want the adhesive to start coming up over time. You want it to stick well and stay on there well. And once you put the adhesive tape on and once you've put the all-weather fastener Velcro on, then you're going to take off the back of the adhesive tape that has a covering on it to keep the glue from getting you know, dirty or whatever. So you take off the back of that, and then I actually use, this is like a plastic bookmark that came, it's just like plastic paper kind of stuff that came with a lomography camera that I bought. This one here, the Lomo LCA Plus. That's awesome, my favorite camera. And so what you want to do is you want to find a piece of not just regular paper, but get something that's covered in plastic, but that's very flimsy. And you want to, when you take the piece off of the back of the weather stripping, then put a nice piece of paper on there so that, you know, it won't get dirty or anything, and then it'll last a long time. So that's basically how I modded out the outside. Oh yeah, one more thing I did on the outside was, because it's very easy, everyone always loses their cap all the time. So basically I attached, this is basically a girl's scrunchie, if you cut a scrunchie. And I used the super glue and I glued it underneath here to the part that holds the lens on. And then I used my trusty pocket knife here as like a little poker, and I used it to make a small hole in here in the lens. And you got to do it far enough away from the edge so that the lens edge doesn't interfere with it. So like go up maybe like, not a lot, just like a centimeter or two away from the edge of the cap, so that when you put it on it won't interfere with the edge of the camera lens. Okay, so that's basically how I did the outside. And then I don't have a lot of time left here, but for the inside, basically this square is going to come on the inside of your camera. It's going to be like this on the inside of the camera. And basically all that you have to do, it tells you in the instructions too when you get your camera, you can basically just pop this out. And the problem is that there's going to be two pieces of plastic here and here that are like this, and they have a sharp edge on them. So what I did was I just covered them with some tape like this. This is electrical tape, and it basically solve the problem of it scratching the the film. So that's it. So that's Tommy. I'm Tommy B. Rips, and this is how I modded out my Holga. And then you want to get yourself some old school flashes off eBay or whatever. Throw some gels on top of them right here, and then take some really cool pictures of whatever you do. Go to lomography, buy some cool films, and have fun. Have a lot of fun with your Holga.